Welcome. This presentation will give you basic information about the Relative Guardianship Assistance Program. The purpose of the Relative Guardianship Assistance Program, or RGAP, is to help children or youth in foster care to achieve permanency when reunification and adoption are not appropriate. This helps that child or youth to leave foster care and live in the community with the legal custodian or guardian. An assistance agreement is developed on behalf of the child or youth that outlines short-term or long-term services and supports needed to promote stable permanency. To be eligible for the program, the proposed legal guardian or custodian must be the foster parent. The foster parent must be committed to raise and nurture the child or youth for the long term. This will be the youth or child's permanent home. The legal path to permanency is through guardianship in probate court, as a probate matter, or allocation of parental responsibilities, also known as APR. There are two tracks in RGAP. The traditional track is when the foster parent is a relative or is seen by the family as being part of the family, or when that individual knew the child or youth prior to entering foster care. The child or youth must reside with the foster parent for 6 consecutive months prior to guardianship or APR. The second track is an option when the foster parent or youth did not know each other prior to placement in an existing foster home. In this case, there are some restrictions. The youth must be at least 12, consent to the permanent arrangement, and have lived with the foster parent for 12 consecutive months prior to guardianship or APR. If there are younger siblings, they may be included in the permanent arrangement. It is critical that there's a strong relationship between the child or youth and the foster parent, and a desire and commitment for the foster parent to be willing to care for the youth as the legal custodian or guardian for the long term. The County Department of Human Services must discuss adoption as a permanent path for each child or youth. Remember, reunification and adoption must be ruled out as permanency goals. There must be justification for the child or youth to remain permanently with the foster parent in a new role of legal custodian or guardian. Youth 12 and older must be consulted about permanency when they are in the traditional track. Remember, they had a prior relationship with that person before they entered foster care. For youth 12 and older who were placed in foster care with a foster parent they didn't know, they must consent to guardianship or APR. There must be ongoing discussions with the foster parent about the reasons for not choosing to adopt. Sometimes it may be the youth that does not want to be adopted. There must be justification that having an assistance agreement is in the child or youth's best interest. The foster parent must be provided information about the differences in adoption, guardianship, and APR, and must be able to make an informed decision about the legal path to permanency that is the most appropriate. There are benefits for both the child, youth, and prospective legal custodian or guardian. First and foremost, the youth or child is no longer in foster care. There may be financial assistance, services, and supports to help support the child or youth. Medicaid is a benefit in some cases. Having an RGAP assistance agreement has also been helpful in maintaining siblings together. For additional information, please feel free to reach out. My name is Mary Griffin. I am the Program Administrator for Foster Care and Relative Guardianship Assistance with the Colorado Department of Human Services. My telephone number is 303-396-3979, or my email is Mary, M-A-R-Y, .Griffin, Griffin, @state.co.us.